Hey everyone, it's Wolvie. It is September 23rd, 2015, and today we're going to be starting the playthrough through the Quest for Glory series. So, the Quest for Glory series is something I hold near and dear to my heart. It was basically one of the first games that combined role-playing elements with an adventure game look and feel. So, even though parts of this are heavily adventure game based, there also are places where we need to build up our stats in order to be efficient at the game. So go ahead and we'll start our new hero. So there are three main classes you can choose from. So the first one's a fighter, and you get a sword, you get some good armor, kick some ass. There's the magic user, and then there's a thief. Since I want to play through all the games, I think I may do a fighter, and then ultimately when we go through the whole entire series, I'll eventually become a paladin and have lots of fun. So I'll go and I'll choose a fighter. Since I really like the name that we did for Fallout, which was always lucky, I think I'll go and I'll keep that. Now, the trick with this game is if you have 0 in any particular skill, then you'll never be able to use that skill. Ever. So, like for throwing, for example, since there's 10 points in it, then I can actually improve it as time goes on. Whereas climbing, if I leave it at 0, then that means I can never learn how to climb. So, even though you don't need climbing as a fighter, I like to have it anyway. So I'll go ahead and I'll put 5 points into that. And then a lot of what I'll be doing is heavily reliant upon how hard I can actually hit things. So I'm actually going to put a lot into weapon use. I may actually put that really high. Actually, let me lower that a little bit, because agility is going to give me... Let's see. Oh, sorry. Vitality is going to give me both health and stamina. So that's why I put some into vitality as well. So this is always lucky, strength, intelligence, so I put in some vitality, some weapon use, and some climbing. That's how I'm going to do my stats. So let's go ahead and start our game. Now this doesn't have any voiceovers, so I may just like talk through it. This seems like a quiet little town. On the porch ahead of you are 2 people. The standing one is large, rather ugly, and playing with a yo-yo. The seated person smoking a pipe looks like he might be a sheriff. The man with the pipe greets you. Welcome to our town. You are lucky to have made it down from the mountains before the snow blocked the pass again. It's gotten pretty dangerous outside of town, I understand. Many monsters have been trapped around here with the late snow. Between them and the brigands, we certainly could use a hero around here. I'm Sheriff Schultz Meisterson. This is Otto Van Goon, my assistant. Good luck in your quest. So, I'm going to go ahead and save it as always lucky. So for these playthroughs for Quest for Glory, there are ways that I can go through the game really fast. I know all the little tips and tricks to get through the game really fast. In fact, there's a certain way that I could have built my character that I could have completed this in an hour. But I think I'm going to go through this rather slowly, do all the dialogue options, see how far I can get my stats up. Things of that nature. So I think that's what I'm going to do through this playthrough. So let's go ahead and, what the hell? Oh. That was interesting. I'll ask about the mountain. You should know, you came down from there. Town. This town was named after the barons of Spielberg. It used to be a lively place to be before the brigands came and drove all the business away. You can find a place to stay at the inn next door. You can learn about jobs available at the guild hall down the street. If you are interested in magic, you should visit the magic shop. There's still plenty to do and see here in Spielberg. Baron Stefan keeps mostly to himself at his castle north of here. We haven't seen him here in town for years. Just next to the inn is a small magic shop. The owner, Zara, will let you in if you have some abilities in that area. She's a strange one, all right. Go talk to the innkeeper. He will help you there. Guild Hall is at the southwest corner of town. If you're looking for work, that's a good place to go. The monsters come down from the mountains every winter, but they're usually gone by now. The Baron just doesn't have enough men to handle them. Wolfgang is one to talk about monsters. He's had a lot of experience with them. Let's see, we've already done those. There's a whole band of brigands hiding out somewhere in the mountains around us. They robbed a merchant just last week. Got a fair amount of treasure, I hear. The one who was robbed? He's staying at the inn, I believe. Already talked about the inn. Obtaining treasure involves putting yourself in danger. If you're brave, foolish, or lucky, you might get some treasure. My friend, this world's filled with dangers. Sometimes I think it might be better to choose your danger rather than sitting around, waiting for it, as I seem to do. But enough of this philosophical rambling. I'm content enough to be Sheriff of Spielberg. You'll need to talk to the Baron about that. Or you can go ask Wolfgang down at the Guild Hall, which is just down the street. So maybe you're going to be a hero. Well, we could surely use one around here, what with all the brigands. I'm Sheriff Schultzmeisterson, and this is Otto von Goon, my assistant. Let's see if we can talk to him. Nope. Got no response. So, I think I can speed this up a little bit. Oh, actually, slow that down a tad. Because actually what I want to do... What the... that's weird. I've never had that happen. I've entered the Adventurers Guild Hall. This Adventurers Guild Hall reminds you of the one in your hometown. The traditional moose head and other stuffed monsters, Saurus, Troll, Griffin, Dragon, Cheetar, and the terrible Antwerp, adorn the walls. You see a registration book on the table and the bulletin board full of job listings. The man seated near the window must be the guildmaster. He is snoring. You sign your name into the adventurer's logbook with a flourish. Let's look at the job listings. If you take the poster, no other adventurer will be able to read it. Fair enough. Reward for return of lost rain. Inquire at the healers. This poster is rather dusty and faded. The picture is of a small child with braids. Reward of 50 gold coins for the safe return of Elsa von Spielberg. Inquire at the Spielberg Castle gates. Reward of 30 gold coins for the capture or death of the brigand warlock. Description: short, ugly, and wears brightly colored robes. Has habit of laughing continually. Inquire at Spielberg Castle gates. Wanted: brigand leader. Description: unknown appearance. Wears a cloak. Must provide proof of leader's identity. Reward of 60 gold coins and title of Hero of the Realm. Inquire at Spielberg Castle gates. This poster seems to have been here a while. It has a picture of a handsome but arrogant young man. Reward of 50 gold coins for information leading to the return of Baronet Bonnard von Spielberg. Inquire at Spielberg Castle gates. Notice: spell components needed. Cash or trade for potions. Inquire at the healers. So we have 2 for the healers. There's 2 that are rather faded for Elsa and and Bernard. This one here is for the Brigand Warlock, and this one's for the Brigand Leader. The Guildmaster appears to be hard of hearing. Perhaps you should get closer. I don't know if I can get closer than that, bros. There we go. Fuck! I was so busy I didn't notice you come in. Welcome, welcome. It is so seldom that we have new adventurers here. Most people think this valley is cursed. Well, yes, as I was saying. Where were we? This is where an adventurer can find out who needs someone brave and courageous. There are many jobs on the bulletin board over there. It is also a good place to talk about adventures on a cold afternoon. We used to play cards here once a week as well, but there are too few adventurers in Spielberg anymore. They all died from monsters or brigands, or they just got too old. You can see some of the types of monsters that live around here if you look at our walls. There are trolls, griffins, cheetars, mantrays, and goblins wandering in the woods. I hear there are even some ogres and Saurus Rexes back in this valley. There was a time when Schultz and I had gotten rid of most of the monsters around here, but we are just too old for that now. Trolls are very tough. Fortunately, they only come out at night. The woods are very dangerous at night. The Saurus is a monster easy to avoid and easy to kill for a skilled adventurer. Ogres are a lot like goons, but even meaner. Not as bright though. Goblins are not tough, but when they gain up, they can take out an unwary adventurer. Cheetars are ferocious creatures that